Your high school sports is excited to be entering its third season and now has expanded to the Tri-Cities area. Your high school sports is brought to you by these great sponsors.
Welcome to this week's Your High School Sports. I'm your host, Roddy Woods, and we're going to kick things off today in Cyclone Country, home of the Elizabethton Cyclones. Coach Witten will join us, and we'll talk about the game they played against Scott County, and we'll talk about his second-round opponent, the CAK Warriors. Then we'll venture on down to Science Hill, and we'll talk to Coach Carter. They came out with a good win last week against Coffee County, but they got a one coming in this week, Smyrna, that'll give them everything they want. And then we'll finish up with Greenville, and we'll talk to Coach Ballard. He got a win last week, and they take on another Knoxville team, Knoxville Central. So an exciting playoff edition of Your High School Sports is coming at you right after this.
Let the Charlie Long Agency protect the place you call home. Serving the Carter County area with 25 years of excellent customer service. Call for the protection you need and the service you want. The Charlie Long Agency, representing Allstate. Give us a call.
The Chevrolet Summer Bonus Tag event is going on now at Buckman Bernard Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac here in Greenville. I mean, the tags are everywhere. They're flying off the shelves. Cars are going like crazy. Tags with discounts, with savings. I mean, the discounts have never been this huge. The rebates have never been this big, and the APR has never been this low. You need to make the short trip to Buckman Bernard Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac right here in Greenville, because if you don't hurry up, number one, it may be gone, and number two, we always save you money.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
Welcome back to this edition of Your High School Sports. We're at Elizabethton High School, home of the Cyclones. It's round 2 of the TSSAA playoffs, and Coach Witten is with us. Coach, Scott County came in here and gave you everything they had, didn't they?
Well, it was a good game. I tell you, it's a playoff type atmosphere, and we knew it was going to be tough. I mean, Scott County's got a good football team. They're big. Quarterback's a tough football player, and you know, they came in and they did a good job. I tell you, our kids played with a ton of good effort. You know, they took away some of the things that we do really good offensively. But you know, there's 3 parts to the playoff game. There's defense, there's offense, there's special teams. We did a really good job in the first half, winning the field position battle. We created 2 turnovers in the first half. One was a big interception to set up a field goal right before half, and then we went in the fourth quarter with a 17-point lead. And as an offensive play caller, me personally, I kind of sat on that lead. You know, we got a little bit conservative, but our defense was playing really good. We were, you know, Scott County was putting together some plays, but they hadn't sustained drives throughout the course of the night. And I thought that our kids were playing good. We were playing solid. We weren't making the mistake. And just like all year long, I mean, our kids haven't turned off the football. We played solid defense. Our kicking game was solid, and we came out here with a big win.
You know, when you play a game like that, first round of the playoffs, that game is so intense because you've got home field advantage, and you say, but, you know, that's not like Shawn Witten to take his foot off the gas.
Well, you know, there's 2 things. When your defense is playing really well, you can be really aggressive as a play caller, but also with the playoffs back to being a 1 seed versus a 4, you know, you can get caught up in your conference. You know, is Scott County really a 4 seed? You know, our kids, they had a win week 10 to get in the playoffs, but really the thing, round 1 is a tough thing. You never want to be a team who goes 9-1, you get home field advantage, and you get upset the first round. So I thought I didn't put the kids in the best position as possible. I thought I left a lot of plays out there for us to make. The kids did do a good job of running the plays and executing what we did. I thought Scott County's defense was really good. They shut down a run game for the most part, but we talked to our kids about playoffs. It's not about individual statistics. It's about finding a way to win the ball game. And when you get in big games, Johnson City, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee High, it's finding a way to win the football game, and that's what our kids did.
Right, what you just said right there kind of gives me that burning desire that you guys need right now. What do you do to get that fire right now in practice this week? We're watching some practice. They make some great plays out here. What do you do to keep that intensity going?
Well, I think for the most part it's the intelligence of the kids. They got to understand the game plans. But I think for the most part too, as coaches, you got to have game plans. You got to have answers. And I thought that, for me personally as an offense, they took us some of the things that we do best. We made some adjustments, and we had to come up with some big plays. But, we had Jalen Smith on a big touchdown catch. Dylan Norby, has been a little bit inconsistent throughout the year, but he came up with a big field goal. Defensively, we had 3 interceptions. And, we just played overall. Corey Russell did a magnificent job punting. I think Scott County had 3 possessions where they came out of the red zone. So we made it tough on them all night long. We did. I thought our kids didn't make the mistakes. We didn't make the critical turnover. We didn't have the critical penalties that really cost us. So we know we got to play better at times. Coach, sometimes when you get in the playoffs, you don't want to change what you do. You got to stick to what got you here, but you got to have answers. You got to put yourselves in kids with an opportunity to make plays, and we're fortunate we're moving on, and now we got a chance to work on some of those things this week.
All right, Coach Witten will be back with us here in a moment. We're going to talk about this week's opponent in the second round. That's CAK. They come to Cyclone Country this Friday night, so make sure you stay right here. We'll be right back.
If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, here's a grand opening you don't want to miss. Gateway Auto Center of Jonesboro is now open. East Tennessee's bargain outlet for cars, trucks, SUVs, and more, located across from Ingalls in Jonesboro, a division of Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, and the only used car dealer in the region offering the Gateway Carefree Car Deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles. Upfront pricing posted on the windshield, top dollar for your trade-in, and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Gateway Auto Center on Highway 11E in Jonesboro, online at gatewayusedcars.com.
Advantage of great deals like this new Ford Focus
or this new Ford Fiesta.
Your choice.
For as low as $199 a month. And don't forget about the great deals on the new Ford Fusion for as low as $249 a month.
Right in the heart of Morristown.
If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, here's a grand opening you don't want to miss. Gateway Auto Center of Jonesboro is now open. East Tennessee's bargain outlet for cars, trucks, SUVs, and more, located across from Ingalls in Jonesboro, a division of Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, and the only used car dealer in the region offering the Gateway Carefree Car Deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles. Upfront pricing posted on the windshield, top dollar for your trade-in, and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Gateway Auto Center on Highway 11E in Jonesboro, online at gatewayusedcars.com.
Welcome back to this week's Your High School Sports. Coach Witten, you and I talked a little bit off camera, and I asked you a question. We won't indulge in that and let the fans know what I asked you. But getting ready for CAK, if you have those opportunities to take this week, will you take them?
Well, I think you go in this game, there is no tomorrow. You gotta bring all the plays that you worked all throughout the year. The key is in the game situations making that call, and I think that you got to take the chances, and we got to fight and scratch and crawl away to the fourth quarter. I think most importantly early on you got to weather the storm. You got to create big plays from happening. You got to play solid enough, and then you got to play 3 quarters. You got to get the game in the fourth quarter. You don't really want to get into an offensive scoring match, battle for battle. But I think that we're better prepared this week. I think going into this game, we got some things we got to work on. We got some areas where you just go in those games and you got to let it all hang out. You got to make the calls. You got to take chances. And in a game like round 2 against CAK as a 2-time defending state champs, you got to be aggressive. And I think that we all learned something Friday. And I think the kids kind of, me personally last week, I was a little chippy. I was a little, wanted it so bad, and I think our kids wanted it so bad. And in the last couple of weeks, things have gone really easy for us. We've been executing. We've been playing at a high level. But our kids got to understand in playoff-type games, when you run the ball for 3 yards, that's a good play. When you throw the ball and you get tackled and you catch the ball and you're not able to run with it, it's still okay. You just got to continue to play. And our kids step up for me personally. And we know we got to get ourselves ready. You got to work on a lot of things. But I think our kids will be better prepared. And it's just finding a way to win. The kids let it all hang loose, and we got an opportunity to get another chance at CAK.
Rusty Bradley has one thing in his arsenal, and that's a good quarterback, and they've got that commitment to UT. Yeah. How do you stop that part of their game?
Well, I think that what Rusty does and those guys do, it's unlike anything that any other school in Tennessee does. I mean, the passing game is superb. It's efficient. The quarterback's really accurate. Last week there's 26 of 33. He knows where he's going with it. Ball placement's really good. But I think number one, defensively, you got to understand who you're covering and what you're covering. And I think you got to eliminate the big plays. Make them dink it and dunk it, throw it underneath. But I think tackling's critical. They do run the ball. When they do run it, they are effective because you're on the pass rush. There's so many things defensively you got to work out for, but I think you just got to do a good job and not give them anything easy. Not let them score quick, make them have to earn it. Try to get them some situations where they get some 3rd and longs. We got to do a good job of really climbing on the receivers. We got to try to get a lot of pass breakups, linemen trying to get a lot of tip passes, but it's going to be tough. I mean, Rusty and those guys do a good job. We've seen them 3 times in 3 years in the past, and but I think that our kids this group has found a way all year long. They've risen to the challenges, and just like last week, we had several guys step up and make some critical plays. I think offensively, we got to be more physical up front. We got to be more physical running the football. We got to be more physical, and I think that we got to make some opportunities in the passing game happen.
This week is all 3 phases. I keep hearing that from all the coaches we interview. All 3 phases of the game got to offense, defense, special team. They all got to work, and you got to minimize the penalties and the mistakes. You think your team's ready for that?
Well, I do. There's no question. I mean, we got a special group. We wouldn't be here if we hadn't, made the right choices and been effective all year long. And I think that just, as much as you want to play it like any normal Friday, it's not. You got to lay the rest of your play, and it's a team. Obviously, Rusty and CAK's got challenges. They've got goals. They got a place. I'm sure they like to, they're climbing to get back to where they once were. And for us, we're just appreciative of the opportunity. Our kids have worked hard all year long, and we're just hopefully we can make it a special night.
Last question. One thing, give me one key element of this Cyclone team that you are truly proud of.
Just our effort, how hard we play. I mean, after the game, our kids have left it all on the field, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, I tell you, in this program has played in enough big games. You know, and in the big games this year against, you know, Johnson City, Bristol, you know, pitching forwards in those games, you know, our kids let it all hang out, you know, and they just, you know, they really played together as a team. You know, they did everything we asked them to do as coaches. And I tell you, you know, we've got to play at that level. If we don't play at that level, it's not going to be a pretty game. You know, they're too good. They play at a high level. We've got to find a way to play at that high level. It's got to be a number of different guys stepping up and making plays. It's role players playing their positions, and you got to understand that, you know, that. And in games like this, there's good coaches on the other sideline. There's good players on the sideline, and people are going to find your weakest link, and we can't have a weakest link. And you know, but I trust in our kids. Our kids have battled all year long, and you know, there's something about this group. You know, anytime there's been a challenge all year long, they've answered it, and we expect the same thing Friday.
You heard it right there from Coach Witten. His team takes on CAK this Friday night right here in Cyclone Country. Game begins at 7 p.m. Remember, all TSSAA state playoff games begin at 7. Make sure you get here, pack this place, and show the Cyclones your love, because they're going to need everything they've got, and I think you'll come home with a win, Coach. We'll see you right here. Be right back here on Your High School Sports right after this.